I want to tell you guys a story about a book that inspired my writing journey. When I was in junior high, I had a class where I just didn't get along with the teacher and I was misbehaving quite a bit. And one day my teacher got so fed up with me. She goes, "Mark, go to the library. Just go check out a book. I don't care." So I'm like, "The library?" So I was kind of like a reluctant reader at the time. I didn't really like reading outside of nonfiction. I'd always liked reading nonfiction. I've always been somebody who likes to learn new things. And so I'd read about wars and lions and all sorts of things. But fiction, I usually struggled with outside of like Goosebumps. So I wander into the library at the beginning of class and the librarian is in there and she starts asking me what kind of movies I like, what kind of games I like. And then she's like, "You know what, come join me over in this section." And so she brings me over into her science fiction and fantasy section and she pulls a book off the shelf. And the book is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. And so she told me, just give it a few pages. And if you don't like it, I'll help you find a new book. There's too many good books out there. And if you don't like it, let's find something else. So I sit down and I start reading the book. I go past 5 pages. I go past 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I've read about 30 pages when the bell rings. And I'm like, oh crap, I have to run back to class to get my backpack. I end up reading Ender's Game throughout the rest of the day. I sneak read like under my desk the rest of the day. When I was walking home, I almost got hit by a car because I was crossing a busy street and my head was still in this book. When I finally got home, I went and laid down on my bed. I got comfortable and I laid in my bed and I read and I read. And my parents, they used to work late at the time. So I had to make myself dinner. And so I just made like a Totino's frozen pizza and I sat and I ate my Totino's frozen pizza and I read. I read pretty much from 8 a.m. until like 9:30. And I finished the whole book in one day. It was so significant for me at the time. And after I finished reading it, I sat in my bed and I thought, how did he do this? How did he use like such great sensory details that made me picture everything? How did he do this? And I thought, I want to write a book. It's crazy, like 20 years later after this, that I am going to be a published author and I have a science fiction fantasy novel coming out called Sky's End in spring 2024. A single book can change your life.